Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Everything About Coding. Today, I'm going to start a new series that is Python with AI. So, we are going to learn everything about artificial intelligence and that too using Python. Using Python, we are going to develop the programs for text to voices, for face recognition, and much more. So, if you are one who really want to learn about artificial intelligence, who want to learn how to code, who want to learn about Python, then this is the series that you should not miss out. Okay, so the first video of the series is we are going to develop a chatbot. Now, what exactly is a chatbot? Everything and how it works, everything we are going to learn in this video. So stay tuned for that. So, the first program that we are going to learn today is how to build a chatbot within around 10 minutes. Okay, so we are going to develop a Python program, a very small program. But this program will give you the foundation about the chatbot, how what is chatbot and how exactly it works. And using the Python code, how we can develop our own chatbot. Let me tell you, we are not going to make use of any libraries. Now, there are many libraries that we can use, but for this video and for this program, we are not going to use any external library other than the basic libraries that we are going to use, but not the AI library. Okay, so we are going to build an AI chatbot in Python under 10 minutes, no libraries, that is the AI libraries I'm referring to, and no installation. Great for beginners, learning basic logic, conditions, and the entire chatbot structure, how exactly it works. So, what we are going to learn today is how to take the user input, and one module that we are going to use is the difflib module, and we are going to understand the function that is get close matches. This is one of the function of the difflib module. Okay, and how to respond intelligently using the control statements and basic understanding of the chatbot structure. Okay, so this module, difflib module, is something that is preloaded. You don't need to do anything. You don't have to install anything. Okay, so without wasting any further time, we will go to PyCharm and we will start coding and build our own chatbot under 10 minutes. Okay, so here we are um, in the PyCharm and let us start coding. Okay, as you know, a chatbot is like for the customer support, and many small and big companies, everyone nowadays are using the chatbot. We are going to learn how to build our own chatbot, right? So the first line of code that we are going to use is we are going to import a module. Name of the module is difflib. Okay, this is one of the module that is already there. So you can use this module. And what's the use of this module? Okay, you will just come to know in a little while. Now, what we have to do is we have to define a dictionary. So let us define the dictionary. I will say something like known inputs. Okay, known inputs is equal to, and that's the dictionary. I will give, I will press enter, and now I can just type my keys and my values. So the first key can be that is hello, and the value will be okay. What can be the value? The value will be okay. What this is hello is like the user input. Okay, so if the user input is hello, what should the chatbot respond? Okay, that is what we are going to type over here. So what it should respond, I can say hi, how can i how can I help you, right? So that will be the response of the chatbot. I'll give a comma, and then if the user says hi, okay, hello or hi, then I will give the same value over here as well. Okay, then next can be like maybe the user is going to ask what Okay, what's your name? Okay, okay, I'm using the single quote over here, so I need to use a double quotes. So I'm going to use this one. Okay, let me just give a double quote. Now I can use that single quote. What's your name? So I can respond to this question like, what's your name? Okay, so I can respond to this question. I am, okay, I need to use a double quote over here as well. So I am a Python chatbot, right? The next question that we can handle is maybe, uh, okay, the next question that we can handle is, okay, what's your name? Hi, hello. And if the user says something like bye, okay, then then you will say, okay, bye, have a nice day. Okay, so you can add as many queries over here, the question of the user, and what should be the answer to those question. You can type it as value. So key and value. Now, if you're going to follow this series, I will assume that you know Python. You know how what exactly a dictionary is. So that is the minimum requirement for this particular series, that you know the basic Python programming. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use a while loop, and that will be always true. So this is an infinite loop. So obviously I'm going to use the break statement somewhere inside the loop so that this loop will terminate at a point. Okay. Now we are going to take user input. So I will say user somewhere input is equal to, so user input is just the name of the variable. Okay. And I'm going to say input, and I will type something like u colon. So u colon will be printed on the console, and the user will type some question. Okay. And then I'm going to convert everything into the lowercase. Okay. Now comes the real logic is I'm going to compare that user input with this particular dictionary, and we have imported, that is the difflib library. Now what's the use of the difflib library? I will just going to tell you. So now I'm going to say t, that's the name of the variable, that is t, and then I'm going to use that module. And inside that module, I'm going to make use of get close matches. That's the method. Now we need to pass the method, that is first is the user input, so which we need to compare, and then we need to pass the dictionary. Now name of this dictionary is known inputs. So I'm going to copy and paste, and dot, we need to return the, we're going to match with the keys, isn't it? So these are the keys: hello, hi, what's your name, and bye. These are the keys. So we're going to compare that user input with the keys of the dictionary. And then what I'm going to do is comma, and let me come to the next line so that it's visible to you. We don't have to, it won't go off the screen. And then I will say n is equal to 1, and cut off. Okay, cut off is equal to 0.5. Now, what exactly is this? And equal to 1 means we exactly want to find one match and not multiple matches, one match. In a while, you're going to understand what exactly we are doing. Let me just complete the code, and then again, I will explain this. Cutoff is also something I'm going to explain it. Okay, right now, n is equal to 1 is we need to have just one match, and cutoff 0.5. Okay, in just a while, I will explain this. Okay, now this is going to match and it is going to return a list. So key is basically going to be the list. So it is going to return one of the key, that is hello, hi, what's your name, or bye. So whatever the user input is, we are going to come, it's going to match with one of the key, and that key is going to get returned as a list. So key over here is going to be a list which will have that one match. So this list will at least have one element. If there are no matches, it will still return a list which will be an empty list. Okay, the next line of code that we need to have is if key, and that's it. If key means that if the list has some values, some elements, this will be true. If it is empty list, this will be false. So if it has some elements into it, what we need to do is we will just type key is equal to key of 0. As I told, that list is going to have one element, which will be the index value 0. So I'll just take that and return that to the actual key. Now this key, okay, this was a list, but now it has converted to the actual key value. Okay, so key of 0, again, I'm giving it to key. Now what we are going to do is we are going to print the value of the key. And how to print the value? I will say print. And what is the name of the dictionary? That is known inputs of that key. If I don't use this, okay, if I'm not using this, I can directly do it this way also. Key of 0, something like this. It is one and the same thing, but this may confuse you. So I'm just first converting that list into the actual key value over here. Okay, and then I'm going to print the value of that key. Okay, else, which means if the list is empty, means there are no matches, I will simply print something like sorry, I okay, let me just do it with a double quotes. Sorry, I didn't understand that. Okay, I'm still learning. I'm still learning. You can do that. So that's the response that the chatbot is going to give. And when I print, I'm going to basically print something like this: bot colon and then the value. Okay, and over here also we require the same thing over here as well, and that's it. Now we will run this code and see what exactly is happening over here and how exactly the get close method, I mean the function, is working. So let us just run this code and I will show you how it is going to work for us. So you can see it has given the output, that is u and colons. If I say hi, and you can see there is an error. Oops. Okay, so we need to do something over here, and the error is over here. Since I just converted that into the actual key, so now this is not going to work. So I just need to pass key over here. That's it. Okay, let us run this one more time, and now it's hello, I mean the you. So we'll say hi, and you can see the bot has given us the answer, that is hi, how can I help you? Suppose if I say hello, and you can say hi, how can I help you? The same thing. Now you see your name, and it has given me the name, that is I am a Python chatbot, right? If I say something like hello, now one thing again we missed out, that is the break statement. So I'm going to terminate this and let me just give something like this. Okay. Okay, if we want to terminate this, then in that case, what I can do is over here only, I can just check if t, if it is equal to something like pi, okay, I will going to break that. Okay, now let me just run this. I will say hi, the bot is responding to me. Hello, the bot is still responding to me. If I say your name, and it's giving, I'm a Python chatbot. If I say bye, and the program terminates. And if we give something like this, some garbage value, if I give, so it is going to respond me saying, sorry, I didn't understand that. I'm still learning. Okay. Now, one thing that you might have noticed, suppose if I run this, I will terminate this and again run this. If I say your name or simply name, and you can see, okay, saying, sorry, I didn't understand that. Okay, fine. I will say your name. And now it has responded me saying, I am a Python chatbot. Now I typed your name, but in the dictionary, you can see we do not have that. Okay. Like, what's your name? That is what the key is. The key is what's your name. So we do not need to have the user didn't, there is no need for the user to exactly type what the key is. That's what's your name. I've just typed your name and still it has given me the answer. Why this has worked is because we are using the method that is get close matches. What this method does is it is going to go for all the close matches. So if I say your name, still it is going to match with this what's your name. How does that happen is, okay, we need to pass the value that we need to match and then the dictionary. So the dictionary is going to have the key and the value. So I'm going to pass the keys, okay, of the dictionary. So I'm matching the user input with the keys of the dictionary. Okay. Then what is happening over here is n is equal to 1. So I just want one match and not the multiple matches. So over here, I have kept the value of n as 1. Understand that this n and this cutoff, these are keyword arguments. So you're going to use n only and not something else. These are keyword arguments that is predefined. So I'm going to pass that value for n as 1. Cutoff is 0.5. This can be from 0 to 1, between 0 to 1. What does this mean? This is going to basically, if I say 0.5, so it is how strict you want the match to be. Okay, so if I keep it higher value, so it is going to strict, the match is going to be more stricter. Okay, it is going to be more strict matches that it is going to go for. Okay, so cutoff value is how strict you want the match to be. Higher, the more strict match it will be. Lower, the less strict match it will be. So I'm kept it between the lower and higher, that is in the middle, that is 0.5. Okay, you can experiment with this, keeping the higher value and keeping the lower value. Now, if you really want to become build the chatbot as what you want, you can simply add the questions and the answers over here, right? Whatever product you have, if you're building for a product, so using whatever products, the keywords of your products that you have, you can just simply type over here what are the possible questions user can ask, and then you can just type the possible answers over here, right? And this get close matches is going to try the level best to exactly match what the user is asking, matching it with the questions, that is the keys of the dictionary, and it is going to give you the user the possible output. So get close matches is one of the method, one of the function that we are using of the module, that is difflib module, and it goes for the very close, it will go for the close matches of the user input. So it will not exactly compare the string. If you compare with the string, that is never going to work. For example, if I just run this and if I just say your, and then give some more space, your name, right, and still it is giving me the right answer. Had it been like they are just comparing the string, obviously if the user gives some extra space, it will not get compared. That is the reason why we require this function, that is get close matches. Using this, you can actually build a sophisticated chatbot. Now, let me tell you, we haven't used any AI module in this particular program. I wanted to keep this program very simple for everyone. Okay, so this is how you can build your own chatbot, and this is the exact logic that is used behind the every chatbot. So you give some questions and it tries to match the user question with the with its own database or with its dictionary or the answers that are stored, and then it will try to give you the answer. Okay, so I hope that you know you have understood about how exactly the the chatbot works. And in case if you're not able to see over here, so I'm so sorry if my this video has come in between, but yes, I'm able to show you as at what I can see that entire thing to you, okay, over here. So I hope that you have enjoyed this video. And in the next video, we are going to learn about how to convert the text to a voice using one of the special AI package for Python. Okay, so let us meet in the next video. Bye for now.